So this episode is proudly brought to you by Quid. It is an absolutely awesome new app where you can collect cool stickers, cards and Funko figures for absolutely nothing, all on your goddamn phone. And boy oh boy, what I'm about to say next, you better turn your fan on cause it's gonna get super hot, okay? You can collect the stickers and cards from your favorite goddamn TV shows, Netflix series, whatever you like. Quid has got. What you guys can see is me doing in the background going into, of course, Family Guy. I've done some Breaking Bad packs as well. There's just a whole freaking like menu of all of your awesome favorite TV shows. And if you remember as a kid playing cards and trading cards, that's exactly what it is, except you are not just trading with your friends now, you can trade with everyone in the entire pretty goddamn world, okay? Pretty much. I mean, literally everyone else that has this app, you can trade with. And what's really neat about it is you can get rare cards, okay? And you can take the stickers you collect and basically take them over to your iMessages and send them to your friends. And of course, there will be questioning things because you just don't get this anywhere. No, you only can get this on Quid, so I highly recommend you guys to go and download this awesome app. The link is at the top of the description below. Also, you guys can see in the background my profile. I want you to trade with me, okay? Because I've been playing this game every single day, and every day you log in, you get 4,000 brand new coins to go and open some more packs. So go ahead, add me as a friend, and let's trade together, and let's just do some absolutely awesome things, okay? And like I said, if you like pop figures, well hey, you can actually go ahead and get them as well. So go ahead, download it, get your super rare cards, and let's trade. The link is in the description below. So in this episode of the Just Cause 4 show, we have some absolutely awesome things to talk about, okay? 3 topics in one video. We got the release date, 4 to 6 player co-op, and finally but not least, hold up a second, that didn't even make sense. Last but not least, we got grapple hook updates. So as always, if you are new to the series, basically it's a series where we talk about all the awesome things we would like to see in Just Cause 4. So that being said, as always, if you have an awesome idea on something you would like to see in that game, go ahead and drop your idea in the comment section below. Thumbs up all the awesome comments you see, and you might just make it into the next episode. But let's jump into the first topic, which of course is a super hot topic, and it is about the release date for Just Cause 4. Now, there is a lot to talk about this, and first and foremost, I've done a lot of research, and not only have I done a lot of research for this, okay, I have touched up on the release date like a couple of times in the past. I'm not gonna lie, okay? I've done it a few times. But that being said, things have actually changed, okay? So we're gonna go back to Just Cause 1 just to kind of give you a little bit of a refreshment. So, the first release for the first ever Just Cause game was in September the 22nd, 2006. That was a long ass time ago. I mean, literally, that was really a long ass time ago. Now, moving on to the next one, okay? Just Cause 2 was released on March the 23rd, 2010. So, of course, there is a 4-year difference with that, okay? Now, if we, of course, go to Just Cause 3, it was released 5 years later. So, that being said, I mean, it's kind of looking like it's gone 4 years, then 5 years, and it might just be 6 years, okay, onto the next goddamn Just Cause 4 game. But no, all jokes aside, I don't think that's gonna happen. And the reason I say this, and the reason I also say the release date, is definitely gonna be sooner than we all think right now, because I know we're all thinking, including myself, okay, we're looking like a 2020 release, like, and all that kind of a jiggly wiggly, but I think it's gonna come out way before then. And the reason I do say that is because if you look back at when the first Just Cause game came out, and then of course even Just Cause 2, the internet was a big thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, but if you compare how big the internet was back then and how it is now, there is a huge ass difference, okay? And that one big difference is simply having fans connect with the developers themselves, and that's not exactly something they were able to do so much, especially with the first Just Cause game. And Just Cause 2, I mean, it was kind of like 50-50. They were able to do that, but like it wasn't as big as it is now. But when you look at Just Cause 3, that has to be the most successful Just Cause game that I've ever made, and it seems to still be doing so well. Everyone loves this game. Now, as good as that sounds, like I was just saying about interacting with the developers, of course Just Cause 2 did have a multiplayer mod, likewise Just Cause 3 has a multiplayer mod. Now, the developers have been supporting this so much for Just Cause 3. I know they supported the Just Cause 2 one a lot, but the Just Cause 3 one, they are supporting it like a crazy amount, and that is of course really good to see. That being said, they're also kind of still interacting with fans, viewers, kind of like teasing new things here and there as well. And you still might be thinking, SuperRebel, where the hell are you going with this speech? Well, what I'm trying to say is, I don't think they're gonna let this game die out. And if you look at what's happened recently, they've made the game free to play for a while on Steam, they did. And then of course it is a free game of the month if you have PlayStation Plus. So it just goes to show they don't want to drop Just Cause 3 here. They want to keep it in its limelight, and I highly doubt they're gonna delay Just Cause 4 until like everyone pretty much forgets about Just Cause 3 and that game genuinely dries out. I mean, it could be a possibility, but I just couldn't see them really doing that considering how big Just Cause 3 still is and how many new players are still joining the game. Of course, it just gives them such a bigger margin to get a way more bigger audience and player, if you will, for Just Cause 4, simply because it's at its peak. But that's just my genuine opinion. I want to get you guys' opinion, so let me know in the comment section below what you think about all this. But I definitely think it's sooner than we think, and I'm gonna kind of pitch for like a 2019 release, and fingers crossed we might hear something next year or early 2019, but it's definitely not going to be later than that, and that's just me kind of like going in the boots of if I were the developer for Just Cause, and like Just Cause 3 specifically. So like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Now, going on to the next topic, kind of like touching up about multiplayer more or less, and it is about co-op. Now, it was suggested by one of you awesome rebels as always. Now, because multiplayer is such a big thing nowadays in this sort of era, especially for open world games, a lot of people were super confused as to why Just Cause 3 didn't have multiplayer. Now, whilst it didn't have multiplayer, it still kind of had an online feature, and that was of course a scoreboard and kind of like going against your friends more or less on your friends list. So whether that will be doing wingsuit races, longest drifts, fastest like speed you've done, how many kills you've got, whatever it was, there was like a whole load of different categories and leaderboards, if you will, to compete with your friends, of course, in your friends list. The biggest question when a lot of people see the Just Cause 3 multiplayer mod, of course they do ask, well, hey, how comes it's not on console? Like, why have they forgot about console, people? Now, it's very important to actually realize that first and foremost, this wasn't created by the developers themselves. Even though they are promoting it a lot, it wasn't done by them. Of course, it was done by the awesome Nanos team. But now, even if you want to go back to the Just Cause 2 multiplayer mod, that was still really popular as well. So, of course, it only leads to the second question, which is, well, if they saw that mod being really successful, why didn't they still do it in Just Cause 3? And to be completely honest, I have no freaking idea. But that being said, I feel like they kind of like dipped their toes into that kind of ocean of multiplayer, but they weren't exactly positive in doing it, so that's why they did kind of add the leaderboard and all that scoreboard stuff. But that being said, Just Cause 3 multiplayer mod again is super successful. It's on the Steam store and it's doing absolutely insane. It really is getting a lot of downloads, and bear in mind, of course, because it's only for PC, you can only imagine like it's kind of going to be limited to some extent with downloads. But that being said, if that's just for PC, imagine how it would have been for console. And I guess it's just opening a whole nother door to the Just Cause 3 series. Well, not Just Cause 3 series, the Just Cause series as a whole. So it's definitely a big ocean to step in, and I got a feeling Square Enix will definitely do that next. But like I was saying about the topic of the 4 to 6 player co-op, if they don't do multiplayer as a whole, like a whole online world, I can definitely see like co-op coming into action. And like I said, the 4 to 6 player, it definitely can be done, and I think it will be done. And if it's not done, again, it's kind of going to be a letdown. I won't lie, it will let down Just Cause fans. So it's kind of a fear, but I will be talking about that in a complete different video. But as always, get in the comment section below and let me know what you think about that one. Now, moving on to the final topic, and that is about grapple hook updates. Now, to be a little bit more specific when I say grapple hook updates, of course, when we go back to Just Cause 2, we only had one grapple hook. When you go to Just Cause 3, we had, of course, more than one grapple hook. But people still wanted more freaking grapple hooks. Now, as funny as this sounds, I mean, there's still a mod for this where you can get, like, I think the max might be 20 plus grapple hooks. I have no idea. It could be 10, okay? But it's a pretty big number. I mean, as far as like grapple hooks go from what we've got and what's not actually meant to be in the game. But that being said, not only would I like more grapple hooks in Just Cause 4, I'd also like updates to the grapple hook. So what I mean by that is, of course, considering they were technically updates, well, gear mods, right, in Just Cause 3, I wanted to be kind of something similar in Just Cause 4, but with the grapple hook. So maybe you can grapple hook to a certain distance and then you can upgrade to a further distance, right? Or maybe simply just customizing the grapple hook and what it can actually kind of like pull, if that makes sense. So a basic grapple hook might be able to pull a normal car, like a small boat. But when you upgrade your grapple hook, it can easily pull like a freaking full-on like plane, okay? Even though it could technically do that, but like when you go into like cargo planes and like tanks and all that sort of stuff, of course, like it could have definitely have been more powerful. And likewise with attaching people, etc, etc. Like there genuinely is like loads of different things that can fall under that category for upgrading your grapple hook, but I guess like you wouldn't really want to go too over the top with it, so those would kind of be my suggestions. But I mean, if you guys have anything specific on how you'd like to see a grapple hook updated, of course, let me know again down in the comment section below. But guys, that is gonna wrap up this episode of the Just Cause 4 show. If you missed the previous episode, the link is in the description below. We were talking about first person mode, entering buildings, and a whole lot more like driving physics, etc. So the link to that is in the description below. And like I said at the beginning of the video about the awesome app which goes by the name Quid, I highly recommend you guys to go ahead and try that out. The link for that is in the description below, and don't forget you can add me as a friend and we can trade together or just genuinely chat. So go ahead and download that. The link's in the description below. But guys, it's gonna wrap up the video. As always, if you're new to the channel, be sure to smash the subscribe button only if you want to, okay? I'm not forcing you, but that would be cool if you could. But I will catch you guys in the next one. Until then, I hope you have yourselves an absolutely ridiculously awesome day, and until then, adios amigos.